Welcome back to our biomass class, where we're delving deeper into the fascinating world of conversion of biomass resources into heat and power. This video was made with the support of Energy. Remember that this biomass energy course has 9 lessons. Lesson 3 has 3 main topics. This video is about forestry biomass. There are hundreds of precise definitions about what a forest is. Let's keep it simple and define a forest as a large extension of land dominated by trees. The management of forests is often referred to as forestry. A forest stand is a contiguous and sufficiently uniform community of trees. A forest is a collection of stands also utilizing the practices of forestry. Cultivated trees are planted and tended because they provide food, ornamental beauty, or some type of wood products. Let's focus on the production of wood. The term timber is used to refer to the wood at any stage after the tree has been felled. This can include the raw material, also known as rough timber, or the processed material. Main application of wood are construction materials, pulp for paper and cardboard, and biofuels. This video focuses on the production of biofuels or biomass. However, we must take into account that sometimes the management of forests include the simultaneous production of different wood products in the same stand. To better understand which parts of the tree can be used for the production of wood products, let us analyze the parts of a tree. The complete tree can be divided in 2 main parts: the upper part or whole tree, and the lower part. The stump or tree stump is usually a small remaining portion of the trunk with the roots still in the ground after a tree has been cut and felled. The trunk is the stem and main wooden axis of a tree. Its top is usually not merchantable for the production of timber. In that way, the top of the tree or tip, its branches and leaves, can be considered as residual materials. In this video, we will answer the following questions. How forests can be managed? What becomes fuel biomass? How can forest wood be processed? Let's start with forest management. Forest management is a branch of forestry concerned with overall administrative, legal, economic, and social aspects, as well as scientific and technical aspects. Management can be based on conservation, economics, or a mix of the two. Techniques include timber extraction, planting and replanting of different species, cutting roads and pathways through forests, and preventing fire. Foresters have always had to make decisions that balance the various demands on the forest. In general, evaluating and then balancing different uses of the forest, including whether to increase the removal of biomass for bioenergy, make for a complicated equation for which there is no one right answer that covers all situations. Several certifications have been developed to ensure a sustainable management of forests. Basic requirements include protection of biodiversity, sustainable harvest levels, protection of water quality, and prompt regeneration. For example, by replanting and reforestation. Some national policies can also include the preservation of ancient forests. One of the methods for managing forests is forest thinning. Thinning consists on removing selected trees. Thinning reduces the competition for sunlight, water, and nutrients. This helps the remaining trees stay healthy and grow faster until the end of their life cycle. The practice of thinning is an irreplaceable tool for mitigating extreme fire risk, optimizing forest management regimes, and improving the overall health and value of a forest. To decide which trees must be felled, foresters can use different models that provide an ideal distribution of height and diameter of trees in even-aged stands. To reach this objective, foresters must decide when and how many trees of each diameter must be felled. Let's analyze an example of national forestry, the Swedish forestry model. The success of this model is because a balance between conservation and profitability with the utilization of modern technologies. Its main results are nature conservation, maximizing the absorption of carbon dioxide, continuous growth of forests in Sweden. Forest grows correctly and profitably. You can find on internet a detailed description of this successful forest management model. Let's move to the next question. What becomes fuel biomass? During the lifetime of the forest stand, wood and products are taken at different times. In general, younger stands produce mainly pulpwood, and older stands produce mainly timber. During thinning and felling, tips and branches are also produced, which can be defined as forestry residues. Residues like branches and top give low-quality biomass. The whole tree gives medium quality, and the stem or trunk gives the maximum quality. The yield is measured in cubic meters or in tons per hectare. It varies according to species, age, and location. Forest owners, as well as national and regional authorities, must do an inventory to better manage the forest and to estimate its productivity. Let's move to the next question. How can forest wood be processed? Felling can be done manually or mechanically. When felling, trees are placed in the fall bed. After that, they can stripped in the forest. That is, branches and leaves are removed away. This can be done manually or automatically with a stripper. After felling, trunks can be cut or not. This operation determines the type of material that is extracted from the forest. In the cut-to-length system or CTL, trunks are cut to a given length or in multiples of the desired length. In whole tree system or WTL, the whole plant, including the branch and the top, is managed. The next step is hauling or transportation. It depends strongly on the cutting system. The cut-to-length system has the advantage of a more easy and efficient transportation. However, it does not allow to efficiently collecting the remaining branches in the forest. In that case, there are different techniques for collecting separately trunks and residues. If possible, it is advisable to leave the residues in the cutting area a few weeks so that they lose moisture thanks to the sun and the wind. This material is usually bulky and quickly occupies the volume of payload, without having a significant mass. The whole tree system makes it possible to simplify the operations in the forest, generally performed in difficult conditions. This system is increasingly common in mountain forests with high slopes, where working conditions for debarking operations are particularly difficult. In very general terms, it can be considered that for every cubic meter of wood produced, a quarter of a cubic meter of residue will be generated, consisting of upper parts and twigs and, to a lesser extent, defective parts. To obtain biofuels, wood can be processed by cutting it in small pieces. It can be done by chipping or by crushing. Chipping uses blades and counter blades to make a clean and polished cut. However, impurities or debris like dirt and stones can quickly ruin the sharpness of the blades. Therefore, it can be used only for impurity-free plants. Crushing, on the other hand, is suitable for dirty material, but produces a biomass with a thicker and irregular size. Comminution strategies. The type of machinery depends on where the comminution is made. Small and agile equipment must be used when biomass is processed at the landing place. Within the forest, on an accessible site, larger equipment can be used. And when chipping is done at terminal, very large equipment with a cold system can be used. Large wood chippers are generally better performing but also very expensive. Natural drying improves quality. However, it is cost for forest companies that must be compensated. Wrapping up. Productivity, costs, and biomass quality depend on how the forest is managed, how the felled trees are processed, and how wood is converted into biofuels. Forest management is a key issue that influences not only the health of the forest, the minimization of fire risks and sustainability, but the quantity and quality of wood that can be obtained. Forest thinning is a forestry technique that allows a healthy management that can maximize not only the production of wood, but also the absorption of carbon dioxide. Inventories allow producers and authorities to forecast the availability of wood and to plan forest operations. The Swedish model has proven to be a successful experience of forest management, with a continuous growth of forests leading to an increase in the production of biomass and the carbon dioxide absorption over time. Main products are trunks and residues like tips and branches. The quality of the biomass depends on what parts of the tree are used to produce it. Harvesting operations include felling, stripping, cutting, hauling, and chipping or crushing. Before hauling, trees can be cut to a given length or left as a whole tree. To obtain biofuels, wood can be processed by cutting it in small pieces. It can be done by chipping or by crushing. Finally, natural drying must be also taken into account to improve biomass quality.